Hello, beloved. Let's see how we can do this. Welcome to Micromedia Empires. I am Tara-Nicholle Kirk. I am going to ask you, hey, Sarah, I'm going to ask for an audio check. Give me a little mic check here. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hear me? See me. I see several of you starting to come in, and I'm delighted you're here. This is my favorite thing to do. Is to gather us all together to get like an immersion dose in exactly what we need to go from here to there. Because you've heard it before, you will hear it again. What got you here won't get you there. So this is me from the soul, giving you exactly what you need to get there. Okay, so come into the chat, if you will, beloveds, and just give us a little, let's give us a little connection moment. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. And use this opportunity to practice stepping up to being being your big self. Share with us what you're working on, your big dream, not the small things, not the I'm kind of thinking about. No, say what it is that you came here to do. And by here, I don't mean this session, I mean this. Hey, Joy is here. Alicia's here. Hi, darling. Long time. Come on in, guys. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you are geographically. Tell us where you are spiritually. Tell us where you are in your business. Tell us where you'd like to be in your business. Okay, so I just got back from 6 weeks in California. I am here in Portugal in a new house, in a new setup, trying to make sure it all works. So again, it's really helpful if you come in and say, the audio is funky, the video is funky, all of the things, whatever it is, it's crystal clear for me, and we'll work through it. I do have a trick I can do to try to get the video better if I need to, but I'm nervous about doing it because their other network it's strong when it's strong and it ain't when it ain't. Okay, good. All right, so video is stabilized. I'm gonna dive right in, you guys. Like, we have so much to cover. And I'm so glad you're here. I've been excited about this all day. All right, so welcome to Micromedia Empires. I have some show up bonuses for you. I promised, right? So I've dropped them into the chat. I'm going to drop them into the chat one more time. There you go. I also have some more bonuses. All right. So what you're seeing in the chat right now is a link to Google Doc with some bonuses, including the notes from this session. So you take notes to wire in what feels resonant to you. But I've already created the tables and charts that you'll see in this session today. So that is already in there. And I think I have like a link to my Empire Offers playbook, which is amazing because it's not even out yet. So that's in the show up bonuses that I just linked to in the chat. I also have a series of staying on bonuses for you. So if you are here at the end of this session, which should be in about 90 to like 100 minutes from now, an hour and a half ish, if you're still on at the end, you get some more bonuses, including a follow-up set with me next week. Because what we know is like there's so much energy and momentum we build in this session. But if you don't enroll in a process, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that, if you don't get yourself looped in, connected, dialed in, and set up to implement, this session can become nothing more than more information, and information without implementation is void. All right, so I am going to begin our session. We're going to talk through my 4-step framework for creating a profitable YouTube channel, podcast, or email newsletter. And you can extend the same things that we're teaching today to book series, guest post series on A-list media outlets. I have worked in all of these media types and made them work for me instead of me working for them. I'm going to show you how to do this, how to make a living doing this content creation, creating the content that you love without becoming an influencer and without spending your entire life making content, all right? But first things first, I want us to get on the same page about why you're here. I know that you think you came here to learn some tips and tricks to build a profitable YouTube channel, most of us, all right? But the truth is much deeper than that. You are here because right now, as we speak, is the absolute best time there has ever been. No exaggeration in human history to become a fully monetized genius. You have a golden window of opportunity here to turn your unique energies and expertise and your, not just your subject matter expertise, but also your lived experience, an amazing, profitable, bootstrap empire of you. The call to admission just that, and my model help you hire a business empire of your soul. I'm talking about a business that generates way more. My goal has done that. Whilst you spend 90% on the genius, just path of least resistance, zone of most joy. So before we dive in, I want to give you a quick diagnostic to help you see exactly whether this empire's business model that I'm going to share with you and invite you to go deeper with me on might just be the missing link you've been waiting for. All right, these are just 3 quick reflection points. So I want you to notice which ones feel like they might be a yes for you. And I actually want you to drop into the chat if one is a yes for you. All right, you are in the right place right now if you've been waiting to start your content platform, or you've started it and stopped it and started it and stopped it because you just don't know how to make money from it. And you don't really have a working paid product or offer that you deeply love fulfilling. If that's you, drop a yes in the comments. All right, you are in the right place if you know you have a deep magic about you. And I know some of the people on this call, so yeah, that's for y'all. And you know that this deep magic wants to flow through you. In your own circle, you are the wise woman celebrity. You are the one people seek out. All right. And every single day, you're out here in your real life having one-on-one conversations that are changing people's lives. But you struggle when it comes to turning your wisdom into content or into systems that sell your offerings to dream clients every single day. If that's you, drop a yes in the chat. And 3, you're in the right place if you would love to create your own thriving business like I described. $30,000, $40,000, $60,000, $100,000 a month, working 20 hours per week, spending 90% of your time in your zone of genius, getting energy from your work and from your clients as you go, fulfilling your lifelong dreams of having the beautiful brand and business and books or whatever, the platform you've always known was possible for you. If you're saying yes to that, drop a yes in the chat. And if you said yes to even 2 or 3 of these, I want you to know you are not alone. You're not even doing it wrong. You've just been trying to figure out how to build an empire all by yourself. And in real life, empires aren't built by one person. The head of the empire doesn't swing the hammer for every brick of the empire, all right? You've been trying to build it by yourself and you've been doing it without the right blueprint. So that's what I'm here to remedy today, okay? I'm here to give you the full low maintenance system to turn your ideas into your income and to translate your deep genius into a content powered business empire that you actually love and that actually can pay your bills, okay? That's what we're here to do. Let me just check the chat for you. Oh, I got some yeses here. Okay, great. Right people, right place, right time. Awesome. And now let's talk really quickly just to make sure because I love knowing that I got the right folks on this call. But let's just make sure really quickly, you are not in the right place if you are planning to keep resisting your own greatness by telling yourself the story that whatever I'm teaching is another get rich quick scheme to be ignored, you ain't in the right place. You are not in the right place if you are addicted to information but allergic to implementation. If you are just not capable of committing to a long-term thing, then this isn't for you because it's not overnight. And you are not in the right place if you're just fine with where you are right now. And in my world, I often have to give people permission to be where you are and be okay with where you are if that's what you desire. But if you're fine where you are right now, then this session today is not really for you, okay? My promise to you is this. My promise to you is that in this 90 minutes, I'm going to teach you the business model that took me 8 years to figure out on my own. And what's more, I'm going to show you how to use it to transmit your own deep magic to your own dream clients in ways that they will happily say yes to paying for. Absolutely nothing I teach you today is theory. This is all from my own lived experience, being in this transformation business for over 25 years, growing content audiences and monetizing them for HGTV, for Trulia, for MyFitnessPal, and then doing the same exact thing in my own business with my clients at Soul Tour and in Empires. Every single thing I teach you today, I personally have tried out, tinkered with, tested, improved, and proven to work without some of the things that might be in the back of your mind right now, without a massive email list, without a huge social media following. Do I have those things? Sure, but I didn't use them for these strategies that I'm showing you. I tested them with a list of 100 people with no social at all and with absolutely no ad spend. So that's how I know it works. And I know it works without a stressful tech stack. I know it works without having to post every single day, because you can go to my Instagram right now and see that I do not post every single day. So in return, I'm going to ask that you do these 3 things. Jot down this note. First thing I want you to do is right now, take a moment and get into beginner's mind. I know you think you know what it means to be a coach. You think you know what it means to run a business online. You think you know what it means to be a YouTuber. I want you to run your spiritual and mental windshield wiper for me right now. I want you to ask yourself a question right now, or hear me ask you, what energy am I holding that does not belong to me? Let it go. What stories, what baggage am I holding from the past that no longer serves me? Connect that to all that is to dissolve it down to your natural zero, clean slate state. That was then, and this is now. You know, I got a 7-year-old. So I'm going to tell you right now, the way London would tell you, do like Elsa and let that ish go. Okay? Come to this session with beginner's mind. Get into receptive mode right now. Throughout this session, anytime your inner critic starts to chime in, I want you to ask yourself, how could this apply to me? Let's just assume that everything Tara says today could apply to me some kind of way. How could it apply to me? How might I take action on this? And actually, I'm going to dare you. I'm going to issue a daring gauntlet. What if, since we're just assuming success, what if you could head into the holidays of this year with your empire already built? All the building blocks in place. All you got to do next year is dial it up and optimize it. That's exactly what I'm here to do right now, is to give you the momentum and the confidence of knowing that the foundations of your business can be in place before this year ends. All right. So I want you to stay on till the end. If you want to make the most of this, stay on till the end, turn off your phone, close them other tabs, participate with your whole heart, watch what happens. During this session, you are going to learn the 3 biggest mistakes to avoid when you are trying to monetize your content. So you can stop circling and finally start building your empire. Okay. Finally start building something profitable that you love. You're going to learn my 4-step framework for your profitable YouTube, podcast, email program, book series, whatever kind of content you got an itch that needs scratched to create. I designed this business model to monetize your genius without burning your energies out, without burning through the precious hours of your life, and without distortion. No dumbing it down. All right, the pillars, the offer sequence, the path. I'll show you all of it today. And you're also going to learn the business architecture that you actually need to fully monetize your business. Now, because I know geniuses really well, that's all I work with, and that's you. You qualify if you're here. I know that you're thinking, great, that tells me what to build first. But what I know, having done this with a lot of people, is that the more important thing you're going to get out of that is I'm going to tell you exactly what not to do first. I'm going to tell you exactly what to deprioritize and where you can focus right now if what you want to do is start generating income and generating traction fast. All right. If you want my direct help implementing this, and you do, it's not, it's just a thing you do. This is not a thing really that's that easy for any of us. I didn't do it on my own, so I don't think anybody else should either. If you want to work directly with me, I am going to issue an invitation to join me in Empires. It is the sacred space, build your business, and get my mentorship and implementation assistance along the way. We have live offer clinics, live marketing clinics, live implementation office hours, feedback on your actual offer. And we even have higher levels where I can help you build your offer specifically, personally. I am going to, there's a QR code on the screen right now. Yeah, there's a QR code on the screen right now that you are welcome to scan if you can. I'm also gonna do this. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm telling you this right now, because I'm not gonna do a whole pitch. I'm just going to tell you that, 2 things. First, I want to tell you, Empires is not a place, it's not a course where you learn about business. We're not doing that no more. Empires is a place where you build your business with my guidance and support and the guidance and support of my team. So Empires is where you come to actually do the work of co-creating your content platform, your live session, your offer sequence, the beautiful business that only you can lead and get it cash flowing in 30 to 45 days. Then after we create your core offer, I guide you through the process of getting your prerequisite offers, your content platform, your emails, your sales created, validated, launched, and dialed in this community that is so damn delicious, so supportive. Sometimes I hear people talking about how their friends be in the world, and I'm like, dang, these people in this group don't even roll like that at all. They are constantly pouring into each other. It is a vibe. It's why when I was on vacation, the day before I left my vacation in California, I called them all together and we got a bunch of people in the place, in the space together, so we could just kind of raise a vibration just by being in each other's presence. It's really delicious. All right. So this is how my way for you to build a business that supports your life with recurring revenue and deep congruence and a clear but spacious creation flow that actually feels good and doesn't have you triggered all the time. All right, so you've got the link. It's in the chat. It's also on the QR code. You can email me the words I'm in to Tara@soultour.com if you know you want to join. The reason I'm telling you now is that there are fast action bonuses that are limited. Okay, so the first 3 people to enroll today get a 30-minute one-on-one with me. Go deep, rapidly, get you a personalized roadmap in place. And then actually everybody who enrolls in the next 24 hours gets an invitation to this beautiful offer strategy jam session I'm running to kick off our next big year-end sprint in Empires. It's called the Big Build. It's a 90-day live cohort experience where we will install your core offer, your Spark session, your content platform, all of these things. And I'm going to explain what all these things are today. We do that with you in real time. And we have a beautiful big kickoff session on September 15th. Everybody who enrolls in the next 24 hours gets to come to the jam session. And in that jam session, you get to bring whatever it is that you think, no matter how far-fetched it is, whatever weirdness or quirk about you or idea you've had that seems out there that you want to wrap into your empire, whether it's your mind map or your content ideas or past big wins in your life, and I'm going to help you distill the deep monetizable magic out of that and package it up so we can price it and sell it through the Empire's business model. Okay, that's the 15th, and that is all I'm going to talk about on that for now. Now, if you are posting a ton of content on any platform, YouTube, email, whatever, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, TikTok, but you're not using that content effectively to guide people into a paid offer where you get to go deep with them, roll up your sleeves like I do in Empires, and help them create their dream outcomes with your signature method. This image on the screen right now is kind of what you're doing. It's like you've woven and rolled out this beautiful, lush, royal red carpet, and it's smooth, and you've laid it perfectly, and it leads absolutely nowhere. I know you think it's virtuous to give so generously without asking anybody to buy anything, but you're not doing that. You're actually leaving them hanging. Okay? Now, on the other end of the pendulum swing, if you've got a powerful method that totally works, but you're not posting highly visible, highly delightful, highly engaging, and personally resonant content that is like shifting paradigms and blowing minds wherever your audience is already going to look for solutions like the one you have. All right. Or if you have a flagship offer, but you don't have a validated offer sequence that sells it, it's kind of like you've got this beautiful mansion you've built just for them with many rooms in which they can have the deep transformation that they came here to have. But look, there's no way for them to get to it. And because they can't get to you, they can't get to their big self era. They can't get to the lifelong dreams that you help them fulfill. But when you integrate your own deep magic in the form of a model, a method, a signature system that actually works, when you bring that and marry it with a validated offer sequence that sells itself, and you hook on the front of that a content platform that hooks strangers, shifts the field for them, and turns them into customers who are happy to pay to be in your world, you become like an iconic lighthouse. It's just standing peacefully, shining your light in the darkness, radiating the ships that need guidance, seeing your light, seeing your content, and following it into the safe harbor of your method, your paid offers, your community, your paid content. All right? Building strategic content platforms was by far the number one way I grew my income and my business. All right? But it was not having an email newsletter, writing guest posts, publishing videos on YouTube, publishing books. Just doing that itself wasn't what had the biggest impact. It's what I do inside the newsletter. It's where I take my readers after they read my emails, after they watch my videos, after they read my guest post from my book. That's what matters the most. All right? So, hello, let me introduce myself really quickly. I am Tara-Nicholle. I'm the creator of the Empire's business model. I'm the author of The Transformational Consumer and Empires of the Soul and the Empire Offers Playbook and some other things. And I am the founder of Empires. I am a Harvard published author, a Berkeley trained employer and the former CMO, Chief Marketing Officer of MyFitnessPal. And now I'm a business architect, business mentor, and metaphysician, helping under-monetized geniuses become fully monetized so they create maximum impact for their people and for own wealth in a very short work week. I am mother to 33-year-old Roy, 32-year-old Clayton, 7-year-old London the Great. London and I live in a little surf town just north of Lisbon, Portugal. And let me tell you something. With 25 years between children, 25 years between 32 and 7, I can vouch that the day may come when life throws you a curveball. Okay? And in those times, it is really a magical thing to have the sovereignty, the slow mornings, the financial security that can only come from turning your unique take on the world into a business you love and setting it up to run like clockwork, while whether you're working or resting, traveling or focusing on your health, or whether you're with your family. The very first month I ran the model that I'm going to teach you in my own business, I had a $92,000 a month working 16 hours a week. And I am here to help you build wealth in a way that honors your genius too, honors your time too, honors your eccentricities too, honors your nervous system too. So if you're old enough to remember back in the day when the hot diet of 40, 30, 30, anybody here old enough to remember that? As $30,000 a month and 20 hours per week, spending 50% of your time in your zone of genius the first year while you're building the infrastructure, and then rising that to 90% of your time in your zone of genius by the end of your first year. Here's how I know what I know and what I'm going to share with you. I was the consumer educator and head of content marketing at Trulia.com, where I was driving 11 million visits per week to that website with one single email. I was also the chief marketer at MyFitnessPal, where I helped grow the company from 45 million customers to 120 million customers in 2 years, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x'd their valuation, so that the company was sold at the end of my 2 years there for $475 million. And then I brought the skill set that I honed in those big jobs to my own small business at Soul Tour and at Empires. I've built a 57,000 person email list. I've self-published a 3-book series. Self-published 2 of the 3 books. And I've generated multi-7 figures in income. Again, $92,000 the first month that I ran this model that I'm teaching you today. And I have used my email newsletter, my books, my guest posts as a tool, not to build up my worthiness or make me feel like the celebrity I was destined to be. No, it's a tool to build a multi-7-figure online coaching and consulting business. No more, no less. All right. Here's a little flashback to where I started. Before I give you the framework, I want to share how I came to build it. Because I sent out the magnet that brought you here. So I already know a few things about you. I know that you're brilliant. I know you've done some A-list things in your life. You've built big things. You've worked for A-list organizations. You might even have helped other people make millions of dollars. You've built empires for other people. But deep down, you and I both know that your income still does not reflect your intelligence. And you're tired of wondering what to sell or how to market it or what kind of content will finally convert. And marketing at MyFitnessPal. Content and into money, right? So when I left and launched Soul, no list, no offer, no system team, I didn't even want to be called a coach. I felt like I was smarter and deeper than that. So when people wanted to hire me, which they did, I didn't really know how? Because I was kind of burying the lead on what it was that I actually did. My whole life, I have been a student, gifted child, eldest daughter, first Black person, first Black woman to do a bunch of stuff. So I defaulted to what I had learned in those contexts, which was how to over deliver and how to overwork. And I used my big acquisition payout check from MyFitnessPal to run ads to free 30-day challenges that tens of thousands of people came to and tens of thousands of people loved. But I made absolutely no dollars and nobody bought anything selling anything. So I took I was basically working 2 full-time jobs, one of which I was working to pay for the other one. Like, had I just not done it, made more money, because I wouldn't have been spending any money. But eventually, I figured it out. I figured a little something out, and I launched my first coaching offer, and I made $250,000 that first year, which is great. But very soon after that, I got the surprise baby. Had a surprise pandemic. You might have had one too. I had an long undiagnosed autoimmune condition flare up really badly to the point where I couldn't walk for some months. And my income plateaued and then it dipped. So I met with some smart people and we put together for me a signature system, a method, a model of transformation, and a very high priced, high touch, high maintenance, hard to sell signature offer. And I put together a real life event to sell it. And it was awesome and it worked. In 2022, I made $500,000 in a weekend. And it was absolutely the most expensive money I had ever made. I mean, I had spent $200,000 on that event before we even opened the doors. I worked 60-hour weeks all that year. I paid my team more than I paid myself. I'm not even exaggerating. Triggered a flare in my auto condition. And on the last day of my event, I was lying on the green room floor. My best friend was the MC. And I will always never forget. I opened my eyes and her face was like over me, like this. She was like, she said, why are you doing this? We had made $500,000 in a weekend and I still had an unprofitable year. The following year, I moved to Portugal and I just was like, I actually cannot afford to keep doing business like this. But I tried one more big launch, this time all online, $65,000 on ads in a week. Crickets. It was like lunch trauma part due, right? And then something within me whispered, just go back to your genius. Go back to content. So I relaunched my email newsletter and I told stories in different ways and I bridged them to some direct offers. And in a week, I made $80,000 with no ads. But I was still the engine behind everything until I literally just couldn't be it anymore. So last year in November, I had a serious accident in my home and I received second-degree burns over 27% of my body. Couldn't work for almost 6 weeks. I could not even type. And initially, all of my people-pleasing, I call it people-pleasing platinum edition, flared up. Like my fear of disappointing the people, my customers, my clients, flared up and it felt terrible. But then one day something really unexpected happened. I was in my client WhatsApp group and people were like celebrating. They were celebrating their wins. They were celebrating their breakthroughs. They were celebrating the transformation that they were having as they were implementing the program, the method, the models, the frameworks that I had built into my content, which they still had access to even when I was in bed. Now, catch this principle, I wasn't working, but they were still getting results from my content and my frameworks, my methods, so they were still happily paying. This is the power of a signature system, a model, and it's the power of a signature offer, a core offer that is automated to deliver that system. So I laid in bed and I had this conversation with Source where I was like, I no longer have to work my heart out to prove that I'm exceptional. I no longer have to work my heart out to prove that I'm worthy of their payment. This isn't even about me. They were still paying because the value was in the transformation they were getting with my method, model, framework. It wasn't in my presence or my hours. And in one shift, I had this epiphany of like, wait a second, this isn't this terrible way in which I'm disappointing in people. This is a real business. I rest, they still get helped, I still get paid. From bed, I had this Phoenix, I call it my Phoenix era epiphany. Years before in the transformational consumer, which I have up here. Um, Years before, when I wrote this book, I had the idea, people aren't paying you for your time. They're paying for for the transformation they can have with your work. But the Phoenix era epiphany was the transformation can be built into the offer, into the method, into the content. So before my bandages had even come off for real, I simplified my entire business. I burned down any offer I did not absolutely love or that was not in the dead center of my most genius. I rebuilt my entire business around one powerful 3 offer stack rooted in my deep magic, which is turning what you know and love. It's reaching into your chest and taking finding what you know and love the most that is also maximum monetizable and turning what you know and love into a profitable content powered business. So I launched my new content approach in my email newsletter. I launched my new flagship offer to a list of 108 people. In 1 month, we made $92,000. 6 months later, we've done about $271,000. As of now, we're doing somewhere between 27 to 50K a month on average. I am working 16 to 20 hours per week. I work from anywhere I am in the world, and I literally get around the world. I have worked from London, from Germany, from California, Northern California, Southern California, all this year. I live in Portugal. I have a full-time housekeeper. I have a full-time nanny to make sure my kid always has a super energized adult on hand. My team in my company is 10% of the cost that it used to be. I homeschool my daughter with private paid teachers who do the instruction. She surfs and plays the drums, and we ride horses together. My autoimmune condition is in full remission now, and my business runs itself in 16 to 20 hours per week because I have built and continue to build a content-based system that works without me being the engine. And that is the power of building a micro media empire. That is what I want for you. All right. So I want you to catch this principle that 5 and 6 figure months from a part-time work week How about now? Can you guys hear me now? No, it says my mic is muted. Yeah? Can you hear me? Yes? No? Yes? You can hear me. I don't think you can see me. I'm not sure why. It's a real like, let's see if this works. Okay, that's good. At least we got sound. Hold on. I didn't change anything. I'm not sure what's happening. But hang on, we'll work it out. Okay. All right, I'm not sure why we don't. How's this? Let's see. How is that? No, you can hear me. I'm not sure what's happening. Hang on. Oh, how's that? I think you should have video now. Oh, yeah, this is good. You guys have video now too? I think you should. Oops. Maybe not too many. Yes, I hope. Yes, to video. Hey, okay. You know what I'm going to do because I live in Portugal now? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh. How about now? Good sound, good video? Good sound, good video? Is that echo gone? Because we gotta make sure that's right. Hooray! Amazing. I'm gonna do with this little boy this morning. I was at London. I took London to London is going to summer camp at a Ritz-Carlton, y'all. This child has done some real bright things in her last last incarnation. So I was there working and getting ready for this, and this little tiny boy was running around the lobby of this beautiful monastery that's now a hotel, yelling, "School!" So I feel like school. Okay, great. Yeah, I can see that there is a huge lag in the chat, and I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Where did we stop though? Because I want to make sure I bring you along with me. Okay, Sarah, about where was I then? Yes, we all want London's life. Although she even is like, she's like, this is the life of a queen. She's like, I could get used to this. I'm like, what do you mean you could get used to this? This is your whole life, girl. No, we have a great time. And it is fun because I get to live our life too. Where were we when I left off? Because I think I might have barreled on past y'all, past when my video and audio went dark. I'm so glad I thought to come back a little bit before mistake one. Okay, great. So we didn't, hang on, we didn't get, great. I'm not super far past that. Hang on. Mistake one. Okay, good. Camille is in here preaching a sermon. That's why we're here, Camille, because the life of a queen is about sovereignty, is about flowing divine order for the benefit of all, is about building the empire you came here to build, And it's not about doing it. Queens don't build empires while they're like, oh, I'm doing it wrong and like jacked up and like stressed out. No, they just sit on the throne and build what they came here to build. Paso a paso, chop wood, carry water. That's how we do it in empires. It's a new way. It's not just a business place. It is a new way of being the sovereign of your life, your domain. So let me see. I'm going to go back. Oops. I'm going to go back to mistake number one. I had just begun mistake number one. So I think we're actually in good shape, guys. And I'll just check a little more frequently. Thank you for letting me know that the content, the audio and video is glitching. Okay. 3 massive mistakes to avoid when you're trying to monetize your content. Mistake number one is trying to build your content platform, trying to post a bunch of content out into the world, on the socials or YouTube, whatever, before you have a working paid offer that is built on your deep magic. Okay. What is your deep magic? Your deep magic is the Venn diagram intersection of what you know, what you love, and what your dream clients will actually pay for. Okay? Your deep magic, center of that diagram, it is like not just about bringing your subject matter expertise. It's also about bringing your spiritual expertise, your lived experience, the things you just like to do, the quirky weirdness. If you've ever heard me say, and you certainly will if you hang around with me much, that your income is in your intersections. This is what I'm talking about. People come into this program, this particular Spark session, and they're like, oh, but what I want to do feels like everybody else is out there doing. No, there is absolutely, if there is a calling in your heart and your spirit to build this empire, there is absolutely a U-shaped hole in the marketplace. But you cannot fill it trying to bring just this little bit of who you are to the marketplace in your offer and like sanitizing or compartmentalizing all of the quirky weirdnesses and your edges off of it. You gotta bring it all. You gotta bring all of the parts of you. And my particular Midas touch is when you submit your, whether you come into empires with an upgrade where I actually write your offer up for you, or whether you come into empires and submit your offer, do the work sprint, the day-by-day guided action items, and create your empire offer draft and put it into the feedback. Either way, my Midas touch is that we talked about this before, reaching into your chest and pulling out the just right strands and tendrils of the electric and expert you that will make an offer that I know your people will be happy to buy, right? And there is a lot of time, a lot of inner work that happens in that very rapid process. But there's a lot of inner permission giving that happens. There's a lot of unrepression of a lifetime of you pushing parts of yourself down into this bag and dragging it behind you, okay? So in the empire's business model, we call it your empire offer. It is a signature, only you can do it, group, recurring revenue, core offer. This is the small hinge that swings open the big door to new levels of monetization in your life without you having to endlessly guess at how to get people to buy what you're selling. So when I say offer, I'm talking about a product or a group experience where people can pay money to work with you or pay money to work with your method to make the upgrades they want in their businesses, their money, their lives. Okay, it can be there's many forms. It can be a membership, a subscription, a group program. But most people aren't doing this. Most people are out here trying to build the content first. Why do we do this? Well, the content part of your business is the most visible part of other people's business. So if you're out there trying to figure out how to build an empire all on your own, inevitably what you do is look and see what other people are doing, right? And if you copycat what you can see about other people's businesses, then it seems like what you should do first is make a bunch of content. The other reason people do this first is that the content part is actually the most work. So if you have in your spirit or your energies or your narratives the idea that making a lot of money means doing a lot of hard work, then it is natural to start with the hardest part. The other reason people try to do this first is that, my people are like the pure-hearted people, right? So we're very focused on giving, and some of us don't know how to receive. So we give through our content and give and give and give without creating a way that we can receive appropriate compensation. Because all of these issues, inner issues, arise from many of us when we think about making offers. The fear of rejection. Nobody will buy what I'm selling. Fear of criticism. Fear of feeling salesy. Fear of being that guy. Fear of starting all the way over. All right. So what we do is tell ourselves, I'm just going to make some content, get a few one-on-one clients first, make a bunch of money there, and then I'll just create the content. And I don't really have to worry about the sales, the systems, whatever, not realizing that you got to put a system in place even to sell one-on-one. All right. There's the reason why those of us who have sold high ticket one-on-one usually do live events or other really taxing things, right? So while a group offer, if you don't know how to build it in alignment, seems hard, if you structure it the way we teach you how to structure it, you can run your group offer in 5 hours a week, and they will pay you to cultivate some of those people who decide that they want to invest for more rapid results or more intimate relationship with you up into your one-on-one offer. All right. Now, sometimes we make this mistake because the gurus are out here teaching us that YouTube is your business. You got to treat your platform like your business. I am here to come against this. YouTube is not your business. Your paid offers are your business. So I want you right now in your mind to put your platform in its place. Your content platform is a marketing engine that you can leverage to reach strangers, convert them into buyers, and bring them into your real business. All right. But the cost of doing this is significant. It creates this really dark domino effect where either the content that you start creating isn't as powerful as it could be if it were just the engine driving the deeper transformation, or your content is amazing and people love it and follow it, but you're having to pay to create it. And there's only so long you can do that. Okay. When you stop making this mistake, what happens is your business becomes profitable. You make offers and you always have a way to sell them. And you get some yeses, you get some nos, but you also get some money. And you start delivering your core offer and you learn how to make it better and you learn how to get your clients even better results, and you become more confident as a coach or a consultant or a thought leader or a speaker or an author, an entrepreneur, whatever your business is. We've got realtors, we've got engineers, whatever it is, right? Because you come into what I call with or without you energy. I love you energy. Let's rendezvous in my zone of genius for your benefit energy. All right. So this can be so much easier than you think if you upgrade your thinking from I'm creating content to I am building my own beautiful little empire, and content is a tool I use to reach new people and bring them into it, right? Reach new people and bring people who are happy to pay me to go deeper and upgrade their businesses, their lives, their bank accounts, their relationships, their bodies, or whatever. All right. I want you to meet. Oh, one important thing is you don't have to know what your deep magic is to begin building your empire if you're doing it in empires, because my job is to help you find it, identify it, clarify it, articulate it when we begin. All right. So I want you to meet my friend Emily. I'm not sure. I think she's on the call. I'm not sure. This is Emily Shickley. She's an empire builder. She is the founder of the Compass Club, where she helps you reach your number one life goal in 6 months or less. Emily had been running her business for 7 years when she came into empires. She thought she needed to focus on getting more one-on-one clients before she launched a group offer, a recurring revenue offer. She was doing workshops for big tech companies. She used to work in tech. She was finding good clients that way, but it wasn't working really well because it's very hard for people to go from sitting in a free workshop that their employer paid you for to paying what one-on-one coaching actually costs as their very first offer in working with you. So she agreed that she would give it a try, my business model. And she started the Compass Club. She launched it dirty. And 4 of the first 6 people she offered it to enrolled. But here's the plot twist. They all enrolled in her one-on-one upsell offer. So she was trying to sell them on an offer that was maybe, let's say, $30 a week, but they all enrolled in a 5-figure offer because of the conversation that she had while enrolling them, because of their exposure to her group offer. So now her content and her empire offer make sales for her while she's in the sauna at the retreat center. She just got back from a July off in an off-grid cabin, right, working on her romantasy novel. And she was still leaving me voice memos being like, oh my gosh, like sales are continuing to happen, like as I'm driving to my writing retreat. She says this group offer freed up her life. Now, I also want you to meet Empire Builder Warren, Natty, Bongo, Mitchell, LCSW. Warren is a therapist who wanted to get into higher ticket coaching, but he was not at all, like Emily, he was not sold that he should have a group offer. He came into the Tara-Nicholle Method certification program. And just a few weeks ago, actually, he launched his new program, which we work together to develop in Empires. He calls it Becoming Self-True, the Ancestors' Way. And he launched it with 7 paying high-achieving Black women who are ready to depressurize success. All right. Now, mistake number 2. Oh, and he just wrote this beautiful note about like what a difference like working with us for a year on this business has made. I mean, he was originally not even working on this kind of business. He was just working on his therapy practice, but now he's in this amazing place. All right. Mistake number 2. Spending more than 1 to 2 hours on each video, post, episode, or email you create. It is if you are doing this mistake, you already know that it's overwhelming for you. All of this overly optimizing before you even get started can cause you to overthink yourself right out of getting started. Wondering how you're going to get to the right target audience, how are people going to get to your content, trying to get that all dialed in before you even start posting a video. What you may not realize is that when you are spending all this time on each individual video or post or episode or email, it's also overwhelming for your audience. One of what I call the genius money leaks is fire hosing, over teaching. If you show up to every video or post trying to teach everything you know on the subject, the density of that content is a repellent to your dream clients. What's worse is it poses the danger that they'll think they can take what you've taught in your content and do it themselves. And when they try to do it themselves and they can't, they'll think that something is wrong with your method or that something is wrong with them. Okay? We do this because we were trained as children to work our hearts out to avoid unwanted outcomes at all costs. We do this because we came up in a world where we had to prove our worth, prove our smarts. We came up in school systems where we were very accustomed to our work product being scrutinized and judged by people who would get super stuck on a single error. And it created a perfectionistic, harsh, hindering, perfectionistic inner critic complex. I love that Anne Lamott says perfectionism is the voice of the oppressor and the enemy of the people. She says it will keep you cramped and insane your whole life, and it's the main obstacle between you and your book she's talking about, but I'll say it's a main obstacle between you and building the empire of your soul. I want you to catch this principle. Your business, you guys know what the Dementors are in Harry Potter? You know the Dementors? Like these life force energy suckers, terrifying, requiring you to do hard and terrifying things. Your business is not a Dementor. You ain't got to do hard, terrifying shit before you are allowed to prosper in this world. Period. So I know it feels like if you put something out there and it's less than perfect, you'll die or you'll vomit. But if you keep participating in that unworthiness bullshit, it causes people like you and me to stop doing it. You'll just not keep doing it if it feels like that. And that deprives us of the income and the sovereignty and the slow mornings that we could have. It also deprives our dream customers of the impact that we could make. So, what is it that I'm saying you need to do instead? I'm saying I'm just inviting you to see that your dream customers do not. Let me tell you something. Your dream customers have more time than money, 100% of the time. Okay? They don't need a content fire hose. They just need a simple paradigm shift. They just need a moment of clarity, and they just need you to demonstrate to them that you have thought this all through and solved a bunch of the glitches for them, and you have a beautiful yellow brick road path laid from where they are right now into their dream outcomes. Okay, so in the Empire's business model, you know exactly the purpose of every single piece of content you create. You know exactly what buyer psychology lever it is designed to tap on, and you know exactly what call to action you need to deliver and what the next step for your customer is from that content. Okay, you have a signature method or model or system that you can always return to and teach in every single piece of content through a different lens or focus on a little different part of it. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you do a video. You don't have to script or edit your content to death. You don't have to create this fire hose of content. All right. And the beauty of this is that this business work, this business model can heal your old dementor feedback. It can heal your own inner critic complex. All right. I want you to meet the empire builder, Nick Frick. We worked together before I even had this program and this business model to increase her coaching rates by 3 times, 300%, and to launch her career coaching business. Then we've worked together more recently to launch her empire offer. We call it the Career Club with Nick Frick. Now, Nick used to have a little complex where she would tell herself that she had to hole up and spend hours and hours and hours batching emails. All right. And she knew Nick has 2 tiny kids, one's 5, one's 2. She knew that her life was constantly serving up incredible stories that she wanted to share, but she couldn't figure out exactly how to bridge those stories to her offers. And she didn't have, like Emily, she didn't have an easy, like, toe dip offer to cultivate people up into her one-on-ones. So we created the Career Club. We worked on building out her email newsletter into a daily cadence where she just tells a beautiful story and bridges it to her offer. And she started making way more offers. All right. She has what I call a spark session called the resume. Actually, now it's called Resume Rescue. It used to be called Resume Roundtable. And she's just rapidly writing and shipping brilliant story-based offer-making emails that are full of her life force, energy, and vibe because she's kind of writing them in real time instead of telling herself that as a mother of 2 kids under 5, she's got to find 10 hours to batch some emails. No, she just writes a little story email every day and look at the results. This is where she's posting. She's sending me WhatsApp messages. Oh my gosh, I just got my first paying real money member. Oh my gosh, 2 of my past one-on-ones just joined my paid webinar. Now I have 11 clients. I mean, it's just expansion in a pace that matches with where her nervous system and her capacity is given the rest of her life. She's even working on a book that we're going to launch next. All right. Mistake number 3 is assuming that if you just make more content and post more content, the money will come on its own. So funny. Yesterday, I had a call with a woman who had built a brand's social media channels from 0 to like 275,000 people in like a year. And she was like, oh yeah, the content, the consistency, and the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but they didn't make any money because they didn't have a business model. That quantity strategy of just more content is not for profitable business people, not for fully monetized geniuses. It is for content creators. It is for influencers. And I say that because these people are trying to go viral. They are trying to get massive number of views in order to monetize their channel. That's why you hear them saying, treat your YouTube like a business. And that's why creating a profitable content platform seems like it would be hard, because what they're trying to do is get millions and millions of views. And that is a full-time job in and of itself. All right. In my model, you're not making your money from the platform. All right. We are leveraging the platform to sell your offers off of the platform. So in the model I'm going to teach you, your deep magic, your signature model, your offers, that's your real business. And this really boils down to unit economics. YouTube can only pay you a fraction of the money that YouTube makes per set of eyeballs that comes to your content. That's why it takes many thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of views to make a real income if your income is coming in the form of checks from YouTube. But the way I'm going to show you to make content with beautiful, deep, transformational content has nothing to do with the quantity of the content, has little to do with the quantity of your audience. It's about the strategy of your content and what you have your audience do next. Because when you use your content as a vehicle to bring these dream clients into your high converting, profitable offer sequence, you're not making pennies per person. You can make $25 a person, $97 a person, $250 per person per week ongoing. And you do the math on that. $250 per person per week is $13,000 a year per customer, okay, that you got from your podcast, your YouTube, your email newsletter. So when you're building your micromedia empire with the Empire's business model, you don't have to reach millions of people. Do you really want millions of people in your world? I don't think you do. Most of us don't. You only need to reach hundreds of the right people with the right content, making the right offers at the right time. Okay. And I know you might be thinking, I could never make, $30,000 a month from my content, but you would be 100% wrong, because tiny audiences with weekly or in some cases, even one-time content can make a lot of money. Remember, when I implemented this method in my own business went from high stress, low profit with a massive list of almost 60,000 people to low stress, high profit, shipping offers to 100 people at a time. All right. So here's the vision that we're working toward, building the empire of your soul. It's $30,000 a month in 20 hours per week, 50% of the time in your zone of genius, doing what you love. In year one, while we build the infrastructure, 90% of your time in your zone of genius thereafter. So what I want to do is guide you through the 4-step framework for a profitable micro empire. And I'm talking, this works on YouTube, it works on email newsletter, it works on podcast, it works with book series, it works with guest posts, whatever you got. Okay. And I'm going to walk you through the levers, the offers, and the path. Here is the basis. The empire of your soul is I think of it as like a string of pearls. Imagine like a string of pearls with a golden chain that runs through them, a golden thread. The origination point is you, your deep magic. All right. And then the 3 things that you'll need to build, the 3 offers you'll need to build are your content, the 3 ways of interacting with your customers. Containers for that interaction are your content, your live session, your Spark session, I'm teaching one now, and your core offer. Okay. And sort of what runs through that golden thread that runs through, we're not going to talk about a ton today, is your model, your signature system. Okay. But I want you to understand why this works. I want you to understand why the offers are what they are and what they need to do, okay? Because there is a sort of divine order of operations. There is an order to this. There is a sequence to this. There is a divine order of operations, a sequence to how transformation actually happens in the human apparatus. The human psychology, the human emotions, the human neurobiology, the human spirit, the human actions. I'm not talking about online marketing or online business right now. I'm talking about real people in their real lives, okay? Now, most people will pay for transformation products and offers because they want to do something different, but they don't realize that they actually need to think something different and B, feel something different first in order for them to make lasting changes to what they do. And the same goes for the psychology of buying offers. There are three specific needs you must fulfill. Okay. I think of them as like three specific levers you must tap in the psychology of a potential dream customer before they will invest in your offers. And no, they are not know, like, and trust. I think know, like, and trust was created by somebody who had worthiness issues. Because, like, aren't you already sought after for advice all up and through your whole life? People are already seeking you for advice and seeking inspiration and seeking ideas from you. People already want to know what your take on the world is. And know, like, and trust is all about you. In the empire business model, we're not selling ourselves. It's not you they're investing in. They're investing in their own powerful future and the ultimate dream vision that you are casting for their lives. So the levers are shift, spark, and forge. I was going to try to get you there's a full thing. The levers are shift, spark, and forge. And these levers, along with one more activation, flow, are the pillars of your micro empire that will allow you to make a full-time income in a part-time work week while staying in your zone of most joy and most genius the vast majority of the time after you build the infrastructure. Okay. In the empire's business model or offer sequence, you activate these buyer psychology levers through your content and your offers. So you don't have to build a business where you're spending more time marketing than you are spending doing the actual work that you love. Okay. I created this whole system and sequence and the model to remove the bottlenecks and frictions that are so present in so many coaching offers and consulting offers in the world right now, so that you can feel empowered and know that you can get an easy yes, even from people who are new to you at the beginning of the offer sequence. And then every offer in the sequence naturally invites the people in it to take the next step up to the bigger investment and the next, next way of working with you. So this is a very organic journey. It is inspired by how real people naturally, organically escalate their commitments and their investments in their self-improvement and their personal and professional development projects in their real lives. Okay, so the four pillars of this empire's model each one maps directly to buyer psychology stages, and each one is tapped on or activated by the offers in your business. So I want you to think of this flow that I'm about to show you as the psycho-emotional spiritual sequence. Your audience, the sequence journey, your audience must take and travel on their way to buying from you and fulfilling their lifelong dreams in the process, okay? So the model contains 3 offers, and that's it. The offer sequence is designed to reach people who are new to you, tap the levers they need to take the next action they need to take, turn them from strangers to buyers, buyers to customers, customers to repeat and lifelong clients that you love so much you call them to come meet you while you're on vacation too, and bring them into your flagship program, your empire offer, where you get to dwell in your zone of genius while you help them create the vision for their business, for their life that lights you up to help people create. All right. And this offer sequence I'm about to show you is designed to do this automatically without sales calls. No sales calls. I see people sometimes in my program try to add sales calls in. I'm like, no sales calls, no big list, no big ad budget, no big live event. No, the whole point of this is to build this business without you doing a ton of shit you hate or that is super taxing on your system. Okay, so here are the 4 pillars and corresponding foundational offers in this profitable micro empires model. You can install these offers in about a 3 to 6 month period. We're going to do them all together live in 3 months in the big build starting September. And you can optimize them in your own business over a 12-month period of time to get you to your 30K or whatever your personal. Some people have a 10K a month goal. Some people have a 100K a month goal. up to you. Okay. Alrighty. Let me check the chat while I'm taking a breath. Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Pillar number 1 is shift. It's one of my favorites because even when I was like a life coach, I really never identified as an accountability coach. I really always identified as a breakthrough coach. I'm not really here to help you like just take notes on what you're supposed to do this week and like just do more stuff this week. I'm really here to help you have the breakthroughs that result in you being able to do all the things that you want to create, but breakthrough it's a shift. So what is shift? When I say shift, the emotional lever here is a shift in awareness, a shift in belief. I'm talking about shifting the field for them, shifting their paradigm, shifting how they think about their issue or situation, shifting what they believe is possible for them. Okay. The shift lever, we tap it with the content we post on our Hook content platform. So all of the content you create, whether it's emails, whether it's YouTube videos, whether it's podcast episodes, guest posts, it can be ads, it can be lead magnets, blueprints, guides, ebooks, playbooks. Your Hook assets are content pieces that shift, break somebody's chest or blow somebody's mind. People always say to me, gosh, I feel like something opened in my chest, right? Hook assets are content pieces that shift and upgrade the energy and the patterns your dream clients have been in all your subject matter. So remember how I said before that before people can do something different, they have to think something different and be something different first? Okay, they've been doing revolutions. Hook assets spark rebirth. Hook assets is like, whoa, wait, this is different. Paradigm shift, shifting the field, shifting the energy, shifting how they've been thinking about their issue, shifting what they've been thinking about, shifting emotion. This is triggering content that triggers motions of awakening. Listen, I'm not saying content that takes them all the way through all of the transformation they're ever going to have. No, it's just the initial spark, the initial shift. Paradigm shifting pieces, no matter what format, can be a reel, can be a story, can be a carousel, can be an email, can be a belief breaker, can be an unlearning moment, can be a lead magnet, okay? But catch this principle. The only job that the content on your YouTube, Substack, podcast, guest post, ads, whatever content that is public facing, the only jobs that content must do are these. It must give this shift. It must begin the energy exchange relationship by bringing the audience into your own channel. For most people, this is an email list. Okay, so you are giving them the shift and you are receiving their email address and their presence now in your world in an ongoing way. And then the final thing that this content must do is to guide the listener, the reader, the watcher to know that you have a system, you have a model, you have a path, and here is the natural next step they can take on it for their own benefit. That's it. We're not out here trying to get nobody to know, like, love, make them love us, prove we're worthy of nothing, impress nobody with how smart we are. Our entire purpose of that content is to shift the field, bring them into our world, and guide them to know and eventually to take the natural next step. Not every next step they could possibly take with you, a guided natural next step. Strategically, the very best hook assets are based on a small genius insight you've had. I call this the small hinge that swings open the big door. All right. So it might be a small genius insight you've had about their problem or what they're doing right now to try to solve their problem or the solution. Doesn't matter. It just needs to be the small hinge that swings open the big door to the vision you help your dream clients create. And you don't have to worry. You don't need to know exactly what your unique genius insight is yet. I will help you find it. I will teach you exactly how to talk about it so it lands with resonance when you say it to your just right people. So you can hear them say, oh man, that kind of blew my mind. Actually, Joy in the chat just said this, right? She was like, wow, that statement just really hit. There was that one teacher, adult, or like who scrutinized everything I did and criticized that one little thing. That's a shift. She had a shift. Okay. All right. Hook assets are important because you cannot people to their dream outcomes. You can't do video. You can't do it in an email. You got to take them deeper. You can't leave them hanging. The marketplace and the internet, the marketplace for coaching and the internet are saturated with inspirational people saying inspirational shit. Okay. How you become a world-class master, whatever you are, is by having a proven method that creates tangible results. That's the difference between you being an inspiring friend who shares inspirational quotes and being a master coach that people are happy to pay premium prices. So when you create this shift and mention your method, that's how you begin to differentiate yourself. You create all this credibility that your method might actually be able to help them when other things that they've tried didn't. And you create this unique insight into what's not working and why. You create a unique series of reframes and you deliver that small hinge that swings open the big door to their new future. So every single post that you post or piece, that video that you post becomes this very powerful broadcast signal and magnet for each one, for your best fit customers. Every single video can reach out and engage and hook the people you love and who love you and who are also ready and willing and able to happily pay to invest in the specific transformation that you stand for and provide. Now, most people won't do this. Most people won't do it because they like doing things the hard way. And because they'll say, the inner critic wants to say, oh, it's kind of boring and predictable, which I know is just a trauma response from a lifetime of earning your approval and attention and affection by doing too much and overperforming and over delivering. But what you'll find, and I know what the Empires members find, is that your actual deepest creativity loves the constraint of this. Like once you do what we do, which is build your core offer, do your smart section, start creating hook content with this constraint, it's only supposed to do this. You get in, like, all this inspiration is unlocked about the content. You can create the stories you can tell, how you can bridge them, why now it starts to make sense for you to share your unique spiritual takes that right now you're just telling your best friend on DMs and Instagram. No, you'll share them in videos because you'll have a reason to, and you'll be getting rewarded mightily for creating it versus what the other coaches and consultants are doing, which is spiraling into like, is anyone listening to me? No one is buying my stuff kind of hell. Okay, so well-crafted hook asset content makes your hard-to-sell expertise highly sellable, makes it super easy for your best fit customers to understand exactly what you do, and makes it dramatically easier for you to talk about what you do and know. So every time you go live or shoot a video or write an email, you're getting people excited about how you can help them. They want to know more. They want to know how they can hire you. It brings people right into your Spark session. So let's go to the next one, Spark. Second pillar is Spark. We call your Spark session a Spark session because it sparks their desire to work with you by immersing them in your energy and in your model, right? In your theory of transformation. It taps on the emotional levers. It sparks desire. If you do it our way, we're not big on agitating pain points at Empires. We're much bigger at like understanding and casting a beautiful vision because desire energy is stronger than make the pain go away energy. All right. So what we're doing in the Spark session is tapping on desire, activating hope. Okay. And we do this through the offer we call your Spark session. So your Spark session is a paid offer, is $25 to $100. And some people it's $11, $26, $100, ideally live or with a live component, although over time you can make it evergreen and use it as a lead magnet. The Spark session is a solve for the issue that running 5 day challenges and multi-step live launches is exhausting, and it is a total turnoff to your real empowered dream clients who, as I mentioned before, have more money than time. So instead, we create these intimate paid Spark sessions that take only, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to deliver. And they spark your dream clients' desire to work with you by illuminating your signature method and model and why it works when everything else didn't. The beauty of the Spark session is that it builds you a list of buyers, not leads, not fee seekers. I've had calls where I'm teaching to 1,000 people, but none of them paid anything. So only a couple of them are engaged. I choose now to value my own energy more. I'd rather teach to 10 people, all of whom have a little skin in the game, have a little investment, right? Have a little self-valuing going of their own. All right. So your Spark session is a paid $20 to $100 offer that warms and sells people into your core offer by sparking their desire to invest in working with you because you have a method that can help them in ways that nothing else they've tried has been able to do. In my world, in the Empire's business model, your Spark offer also is content that you teach for your paying customers. And we repurpose it, optimize it, and evergreen it to automatically roll people into your core offer. So the best Spark session, it's so interesting how many times when I start working with a new client, they're like, oh, okay, I want my Spark session to be an eight-week series. 9 nunca, as London would say in her Portuguese. Nunca, nunca, nunca. The best Spark session is not an 8-session workshop, and it does not need a long-ass sales page. Your ideal customers do not have the time or desire to wade through all that content, and they don't need all of that to enroll in your Spark session because it's only $26, $11, $100 anyway. So we create a streamlined Spark session that gives does double duty. It gives your existing customers something that they need to reach their objective, and it gives your potential customers only what they need to invest in your core offer, which we've already built and optimized for easy yes. So then you can take them into the deepest depths and nooks and crannies of your work once they're enrolled in your core offer and once they're paying to work with you. All right. This way you don't feel like you're having to run a whole marketing content engine and also create a whole bunch of content for your core offer fulfillment on top of that. Instead, we are very intelligent and essentialized about the content we create so that this is actually like, as an aside, this is the year, this era for me is the era leading into my 50th birthday. And my best friends and I have all declared that this is an era of asset building for us. We're not just doing work anymore, we're building assets. And that's very much the energy and philosophy that went into creating the Empire's business model. I don't want you guys just out here doing work. I want you to be intelligent about the content you're creating. I want you to be as intelligent when building your own empire as you have been when building those other people's empires, okay? So this is about, we're creating content that we can create once, optimize, and then you'll profit from it over and over and over and over and over again, sometimes for years to come, okay? So I call this the law of least effort, and this is how we're gonna build your entire empire if you come into Empires to do it. So after we craft your Spark session, we create the final offer that turns on the engine that builds your empire. But your Spark session, I love a Spark session because it's a vibe. It's where this is the Spark session, okay, that you're in right now. It's where your dream clients get this super immersive dose of your energy and your method, and that's what sparks their desire to invest in working with you. It is a cultivation experience. It is a relational experience. It is a conversion experience. It is a deep energetic exchange. This is why I'm so sweaty every time we teach it. It converts people from strangers and subscribers to buyers, to customers, to clients, right? To your dream clients. And it's weird. I love it the most because I see the little shift moments that happen. I see the little sparks of hope and new desire. I see that my Spark session is where people begin not just to believe in me, it ain't about me. It's about them. It's where they start to believe that this model could help them create the future they've always known or believed somewhere inside was possible for them. All right. So your spark session will convert like nothing else will, because it offers clarity and progress and energy, life force energy for their transformation in a systematic model and method way in real time. Now, the reason most people never do this kind of thing is because they think it's about selling. A lot of entrepreneurs shy away from doing this kind of a session because they think it's about selling. And they don't have an offer, or they don't know how to make one, or again, they're overly focused on giving and not receiving. They're afraid of speaking up, being imperfect, they're afraid of what happens if the slides don't work, the audio doesn't work, the thing goes down, just happened on here. They're afraid of what will happen if it's not perfect, because they're used to being in situations where maybe being perfect saved their bacon as a child or got them love as a child. In spark sessions, it's not even about selling. It's not. I'm not selling. I am dwelling in my own energy and electricity, because if you create your model from your deep magic, which is what my first must, then your whole model is dripping and oozing with you energy and your genius and your electricity. I have taught this model 100 times. I get excited about this model every freaking time. I get to just be, this is 2 delicious hours for me to be in my zone of genius, inviting you to dance with me here for your benefit. So yeah, you make invitations, but this is not a long sales pitch thing. It's not required. It's not really even allowed, because your spark session only works if it's mostly just you being in your full glory, full genius, full energy, being in your deep magic. So you also learn over time in empires that if they have a crisis of belief, it ain't got nothing to do with you. They are not doubting you. They are doubting that they can do it, not you. So that's my goal in the spark session, is not to convince them that I'm wonderful. It's to share enough of the model so that they flip this switch in their own belief that they can do it. Okay, because you're gonna have tools now equipped with my model. You're equipped with my model, equipped with my energy, my expansion energy, equipped with my team, equipped with the other people in empires. You are now in a very different position to try to do your business than you've been before. Okay, that's what I am conveying on this session, and that's what you will convey in your spark session too. It's not about convincing them that you are anything. It's about revealing enough of your toolbox, revealing enough of what you've thought through so they don't have to, that they're like, oh, wait, this is going to be different. Right? Okay. So pillar number 3. Pillar number 3. Paging pillar number 3. Pillar number 3 is forge. All right, forge. I love forge because forge is all about it's forging a relationship between you and your dream customers. And in that relationship together, you will forge a new future for their lives. Forge is the buyer psychology lever that we deliver through your flagship offer, core offer. I call it your empire offer. All right. So this is the space and the infrastructure, the place that you build to forge this new future together. Your core offer is where you help your customers create their ultimate dream outcome through your method, through your model. The number one reason that dream customers don't buy what under monetized geniuses are selling is that they don't know what tangible, specific result they will get out of it. Okay. Now you may know, but you must communicate it in very specific verbiage, because they don't. And you'll hear me say, enough with the fluff. There's so many vague coach speak offers out there that are talking about transformation and decolonizing your consciousness. Great. I know what you mean, but they don't. They don't. And so there is a very specific method and model and process to communicating and transmitting the tangible results your people can expect to receive in ways that taps open their mental file folders that they already have in their brain for issues that live rent free in their head. Okay, that they would be happy to pay to solve. So this offer, the core offer, is the beating heart of your business. All right. And because you're a genius, it's really common to see geniuses market offers. They're so excited that their program is offering so many benefits. They don't know which one to lead with. They focus on the one that gets you excited instead of focusing on the one that your audience thinks is the most valuable. So that's part of what I do best, is help you translate your genius into a very tangible result and make sure it's the one that your audience cares about the most, not just you. We also have a genius around structuring your core offer to be able to run it in 5 hours per week or less. It should be scalable without you having to dumb down your message, and it should deliver deep transformation and actual tangible wins. All right. That is your empire offer, core offer, empire offer. Because most coaches and consultants and creators are out there making offers that sound and look and sound like everyone else. I tell people all the time, I know when AI wrote your offer, because I see offers all week. So AI is telling all y'all the same freaking words. AI is telling everyone to name their offer the same name. We don't want to create problem solution, functional offers that sound like everybody else's, right? What you have, only thing we got in the AI era is our own pure, vital life force. So the way we build an empire offer in Empires is we translate your unique spirit and your unique genius, what makes you as an expert, but also your energies, into a very specific series of tangible outcomes and a signature system that you use to help people get there. Okay. The elements of your empire offer are the vision, the pillars, the path. Those are the most important elements of your offer. The inclusions, what you include in the offer, is the least important. I know that most people are starting with their inclusions, but no, your flagship core offer that fills the U-shaped hole in the marketplace, the things you need to nail to make it sellable and easy. Yes, there are a few pricing optimizations, your UDO vision, the pillars of your model, your journey, and success path. And that's kind of mostly it. And as I said before, and we'll say again, your income is the biggest income you can make is actually in your identity and your integrations. Okay, it's those intersections of your weirdnesses with your geniuses. To say that, your income is in your intersections, that intersectional spot of your weirdnesses, your quirks, your likes, your dislikes, your dreams, desires, what floats your boat, gets you going, what you love the most, with what you know at an expert level better than anyone else in the world. And then that final intersection of that Venn diagram is what people will actually pay for. So that's what we help you find and translate into your core offer. Your core offer creates this beautiful sort of, I think of it as like a calm. For me, business has always got some storms, some tempests, some stuff happening, right? But your core offer, if you build it this way, creates this beautiful calm at the center of the storm. Like for me, no matter what's happening in the business, I always can come back to my clients. I always can come back to our work together. And it's delicious. So I always love and never dread who is on my calendar, what is on my calendar. I always love the results my clients keep getting over and over again. And I love the take-home profits. I love the profitability of my business. So we co-create your empire offer to be a magnet, to empower people that you love to work with, to be truly tangibly transformational for them. We create it to be ultra profitable because you can deliver it in 5 hours per week or less. And we create it to be super intensely aligned with, congruent with your true sacred self, your spirit, genius, desires, dreams, callings, dislikes, everything about how you're wired to work in your human design or other archetypal systems. And we also create your core offer to be no friction. meaning anyone who wants to enroll can sign up in the middle of the night without having to have a sales call, without having to check with their husband because it's such a big spend, without having to sell stock to get the cash. Okay. And in the end, before we're done, your Empire offer, core offer is always on and always selling on automation. But you are not always on or always selling because we build your core offer with some key components that does do that work for you. We have some very specific offer and messaging and pricing structures that are proven to help people who are brand new to you feel comfortable taking that next step into your core offer, even if they've never met you in real life or been in your in-person energy before. So this offer structure is also designed to keep your own nervous system very settled and not feel like it's trapping you into having a bunch of deliverables that you hate doing. Okay. We tend to, I don't tend to, I have a strong point of view around getting clients fast to co-create. We don't spend a lot of time building out websites or building out the whole curriculum. We actually create and get your Empire offer in market in 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, maybe max, up to you, because you're not working from scratch. You're not reinventing the wheel. I have precise offer and invitation copy templates that bring the right people into your world. I'll tell you exactly what not to lump into your offer that turns clients off either. And I love this. This is Catalina Natalini. She's one of our Empire's members. She runs a program called the Magna Voce Interpreter Certification Accelerator. And I love that she has said many times to me, I just love my offer. She just got another client the other day. I love my offer. She just keeps saying, she's been in business for years. She's like, but I love this offer. And that matters, guys. That matters more than you think, because if you don't love your offer, for sure nobody else will. And most people in this business that I know do not love their offers. They dread their offers. So loving your offer is a little bit the first step toward making it magnetic. All right. And then the last pillar is flow. Flow is not really about buyer psychology anymore. Flow is really about us. By the time you get to flow, you've already got your hook asset content. You've set it all up to bring people into your Spark offer, even while you sleep. And we've already got your Spark session bringing people into your core offer, your Empire offer. So the big picture vision is that when we implement flow and automate it all, we turn on this engine of 3 super simple offers, and your best fit customers can discover your hook asset content at 10 p.m., be in your Spark session evergreen by 10:45, and be buying and onboarding into your core offer by 11:30 p.m. all the same night. And that is the engine that builds a micro empire, my friend. All while you're sleeping, resting, meditating, in the sauna, traveling with your kids, homeschooling your kids, writing the romantic novel you've always wanted to write. And flow really just represents I think of them as like the niggly bits, the components that allow the business to run without you in the everyday stuff of it. You get to stay in your zone of genius in the fulfillment of your offer. So flow is really about implementing a light touch engine of content and automations and very low tech that lets your dream clients binge you and buy while you sleep. So flow, don't get it twisted. Flow does not mean passive. It means easeful, aligned, intelligent, intentional, self-valuing systems. All right. And you know what? Most people will never do this too, because it is a trauma response to need to work hard and prove your worth by working so hard. But when you do that deep inner work and you no longer have that need to prove, no longer have that need to work your heart out without you just don't need that anymore. You find yourself, and you build out the backing offers, you find yourself like amazed that it's starting to work, energized, your life is getting delicious, you'll have other things to do. So it's much easier than it's ever been before to build systems, that build the engine that builds this empire. Okay. All right. And I have all kinds of like diagrams and charts and things for this in the Empire's offer playbook for you. I'm not going to try to show them here because they're hard to show online. But just know that this business model looks like this. It looks like your core offer, which people come into through your Spark session, which people get into through your Hook content platform. That's it. And the path, what do you build first? We build in reverse. Plot twist is we build in reverse. Okay. So yes, the 4 pillars of the Empire's model, shift, spark, forge, flow, map perfectly to your client's buying journey. This is how they encounter you. But the plot twist is that we don't build your business in that order. We build it in reverse. We start with your deep magic, and then we turn that into your offer. And then we build your Spark session. And then we build your content platform out. And yes, getting paid as you build, which a lot of people say, yeah, you got to build your offer so you get paid as you build it. That's not the main reason we build this in reverse. We do it this way so that you don't waste your genius and years of life force energy building elaborate, perfectionistic content and curriculums and programs that no one will buy. We do it in this order so that at the offer stage, like as soon as it's live, we start in gradual little ways opening it up to people. That's why I started with a list of 100, opening up to real dream clients who could really pay to come in. And as they encounter your offer in this casual launch dirty way, they'll say yes or they'll say no. And they can chime in. They can show you what they need. They can help you shape the offer in real time before you build out the whole program. Okay. And then what we do is we actually teach the program live to paying clients to build it out. You're not just sitting in a room recording videos by yourself. So we do it in this order also so that we don't accidentally reactivate those old unworthiness patterns that say, I have to do this heavy lift content build before I can earn a dime, or I don't know what my offer should be until I build it all the way out and try to sell it. And I don't want to promise something I can't deliver on. So I'm going to build it first and then sell it. And it'll just take me like 2 years. And then the market has moved. It doesn't even want that, right? No, this is why we call this launch dirty. And I mean that in the sexiest possible. It is not a marketing strategy. Launch dirty is a spiritual healing strategy that shows up and looks like lean business methodology. Okay, so we are combining research and development, offer crafting, marketing, and sales into one graceful, flow-based, very organic email sequence that you send to people who already love you. And we have alternative ways to do it if you don't have any email list at all, but you don't need a big list. Just know that on principle, we do not pre-build. We are not doing guesswork. We make an offer, test what resonates, pre-sell it, and we refine it as we go. It is clean, it is elegant, it is deeply liberating. And through this way of being, your offer, you start to change how you think about the very nature of transformation and business. Like your offer becomes a door, not a destination. It's just a door into your world. It's a door to their ultimate dream outcome. You don't have to know every step of the journey, but you do just have to open the door and invite them in. All right. So this is what we do. We find your deep magic first. We build your core offer. We get you a few clients in it to validate or optimize the offer. Then we craft your Spark session, and then we start your content platform in that exact order. So that your clients can actually help shape the delivery. And you can discover in a beautiful, playful way what they actually need instead of just operating based on assumptions. Okay, so if you take one thing away from this, I want you to know that you can absolutely build your own profitable micro empire without being an influencer and without going viral. All right. I have absolutely developed a system that makes it easy for you to have your own profitable content powered business. And I've outlined it here for you today. So one thing I like to say to people is that I think of building your business empire as something like a super long cross-country road trip. You know, if you're sitting in your car in San Francisco, knowing you have to get all the way to New York, that can be very daunting. That could be daunting to the point that you may never want to leave. And starting to build out your business can feel that daunting. Like, I have to cast the vision for what? I gotta create, I gotta do what offer? I gotta do what platform? What? Right? But I want you to really shift the way you're thinking about this. You can't get in your car in San Francisco, turn the key in the ignition, and drive 3,000 miles. That's not how it works. You have to break the road trip into smaller chunks. You have to set these road markers, these mile markers for yourself, little goals along the way to keep you on the right path and to make you feel like you've accomplished something at the end of every day or week or month or year. That's why, like, I just did a long road trip. I drove 16 hours in a few days. When I get in my car to start a road trip, I say to myself, listen, right now, you just got to get from San Francisco to Bakersfield. Or let's say if you're doing San Francisco to New York, you only got to get to Reno today. Tomorrow, we get from Reno to Salt Lake City. The next day, we'll get, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what Empires is. It is a roadmap. It is a series of mile markers we lay out for ourselves so we're not roaming aimlessly around the world of business, around this internet, showing up to the horror movie launch, showing up to the that, saying what this one says you should do, and then just all over the place, not knowing how far we've gone, not knowing how close we are to the finish line, not knowing if we're even headed in the right direction. No, the Empire's business model, in the Empire's business mentorship, breaks down the daunting task of building a profitable empire into you'll hear me say this phrase so many times, finite, manageable projects, bite-sized, achievable goals. And these goals help keep us in line and on the right path toward our final destination of $30,000 a month, 20 hours per week, 90% more time in the zone of genius. I know you entrepreneurs because I am you, and we like detours. We love these side expeditions, right? So that's why you have me, to keep you on course. That's exactly why I built Empires, all right? So if you're wondering how you can apply this framework to your own deep magic and tap into the power of your content to create income, real spendable income, your choice is you can continue to spend more years and energy trying to do it on your own, or you can fast track your results with my step-by-step guidance in Empires. So again, there's QR code on the screen. There's a QR code on the screen. I also just put, hey, link. I also just put the URL on the page. Please note it's there and not over my face. If you know, you know. This is why I built Empires. Okay, so if you're ready to get to 30K a month, 20 hours a week, 90% of the time you're in your zone of genius, that's what we do in Empires, and we do it in several stages that I call protocols. We dive deep for your deep magic. We build your Empire offer and get your first few clients in it. We craft your Spark session. We create your hook content platform. So let's see. I love this verse. I just came across this verse while I was like getting ready for this. And I was like, ooh, that verse, it's a Bible verse. And, you know, I'm not really a Bible teacher per se. I'm more of a metaphysician, but perhaps you were made queen for just such a time as this. That feels like it's for somebody here. So if you want to build out your empire with my guidance, plus the speed and the extra support of group coaching, one-on-one coaching, live clinics, and community, you need to be in Empires. You really do. And I'm telling you, come in now, you can have this, you can have the main pillars of your business built before the holidays. That is the unique thing about this moment in time. In Empires, you will recalibrate and find that deep magic I was talking about. We will create and name your flagship Empire offer. You will develop your full offer sequence from Shift, Spark, Forge, Flow, from core offer, Spark Session, live hook content platform. We will craft your copy together, your sales pages, your lead magnets, your emails, your ads. You're not supposed to be doing this on your own, you guys. We will make sure you have every piece of tech that you need in place. And Sarah will help make sure it's all right. You get it right And then you will do these light lift, beautiful, clean, elegant launches. I don't even think of them as launches really because they're not internalized like the way we think of launches. It's just invitations right into your offer. And you'll continuously lightly optimize your offers over that first 90 days. So I want to give you a bird's eye view of what you'll get in Empires. You get sprints, basically. You get work sprints that are day by day, step by step, guided implementation work sprints for creating your Empire offer, inviting people into it and getting your first few clients, developing your Spark session, developing your hook content platform. And there are daily workbooks and video tutorials for every step. You'll get lifetime access to all of these materials, as long as you're in the program. You get, is this true? I don't know if this one-on-one is still true. I will honor that for anyone who hears this live. You'll get 3 private 30-minute one-on-one business consulting sessions with a Tara-trained strategist with a 6-month commitment to Empires. You'll get everybody gets weekly clinics and office hours for live group coaching and personalized feedback. You get private Empires. We have private Empires WhatsApp group and voice memo coaching and community that is such a vibe. And again, occasionally I pop up and we'll do it in person. Daily recalibration rituals, monthly Empire energetic sermons, full access to the Empire's vault, ongoing support after the first 6 months, as long as you want it. And what we do is we just go step by step, paso a paso. Sprint 1 is building your Empire's foundations, where we identify your deep magic. Craft your signature system. You learn the basics of buyer psychology and why this works. You learn the model, and you learn what not to do, what not to put in your offer. We also dissolve some of that old past baggage we've been dragging around behind us. Sprint 2, you build your Empire offer in your zone of genius in 10 days. You build an offer people love to buy. You have a playbook for Empire offers. We define the vision, the pillars, the path. You name it, you package it, we price it. And you do these micro invitations, even if you have no list. Sprint 3, we craft, fill, and lead a Spark session that sells. You set it up. We structure it. You make some decisions about live and evergreen. You learn how to convert without over-teaching. And we learn how to create content that does double duty in your program and out of your program for sales. And you get my Spark Session playbook. Sprint 4, we build you a profitable hook content platform. That's actually right now, we're starting live in real time in the program. Content cash flow basics, how to pick the right content channel for you, how to create the lead magnets, titles, and descriptions that you need to take people seamlessly from your content into your paid offers, deep dives on email and YouTube, including my playbooks and workflows I work with my team, and you actually get content templates and inspiration file in funnel maps for video, audio, and written content. In Module 5, which I've put together gradually, we learn how to fix the right things and how to automate tap that flow lever. So Empires include all of those sprints plus 3 30-minute one-on-ones privately with a Tara-trained strategist, weekly clinics and office hours for live group coaching and personal feedback, private Empires WhatsApp group, voice note coaching and community, daily rituals, monthly Empire energetic sermons, full access to the Empire's vault, ongoing support after 6 months. You can stay in as long as you want. We have 4 live group sessions per month. You actually have 2. We have more than this, actually. But know that there are 4 live group session types per month. Offer clinics with me, where you submit your material for feedback and I give it. Marketing clinic with Britta, where she goes over your marketing copy. implementation office hours with Sarah, where you get one-on-one support, and soul sermons with me, where I do some dissolving, some dissolutions of all of that past baggage, and dial up your, spiritual economics. Empires is the fast lane. It's not the only way to get here, but it is the fastest way, and it's the most joyful. All right, bonuses. Your Deep Magic Live. I'm about to teach Your Deep Magic Live as a live workshop. It is the thing that MyFitnessPal hired me to do. It is the thing that Trulia hired me to do. It is the thing that 10% Happier hired me to do. It is a thing people have paid me $300 grand to do for real. I'm going to teach this as a live workshop in Empires. You will get to take it with me live, which is a vibe. Vital Vision is a protocol I have for documenting your vision for your life and your business in a way that metaphysically activates, not just shifts the field, like different events and circumstances begin to happen in your life that bring you more rapidly to your vision as a result of the way we document it in Vital Vision. And Reclaim. Reclaim is like 90 days of daily rituals that upgrade you to an 8-figure nervous system, also teaches you your human design and some of your archetypes so that you can know who your true sacred self really is and build your business in congruence with that. Now, also, Empires members are getting now exclusive access to my vault, my Lifestyle and Money Mastery vault. This was a whole business before. This is all about how you continue. So what happens after the first 90 days? For most people, what happens is they built the thing and now they stop promoting it because self-sabotage, because inner critic, because money blocks, because love-hate relationship with money, right? Because nervous system in defense mode, because inner critic, whatever. So but that's not what happens for Empires people. After the first 90 days, you continue to grow your income with no self-sabotage because you will have the only access that you guys are going to get to the life, self, and money mastery bodies of work. They include Do Your Dream, which is 21-day anti-procrastination sprint, the Inner Critic Cure, which is a 6-week program, 1/4 book, which is Write Your Book in 90 days, Sacred Money Archetypes, learn why you do what you do with respect to money, and get back into alignment with like your inner ruler, alchemist, whatever your archetype is. Daily rituals and hundreds of hours. It's like Tara-TV, hundreds of hours of sessions on how to step into, how to build metaphysical skills and spiritual skills to create a whole life of health and wealth and love and wisdom and full self-expression. And the only place you can access this program is by being in Empires. Similarly, the only place you can access the Tara Kirk Method certification is by being in Empires. We're going to basically turn it on and allow people who want or need a certification or want and need a deep transformation method. They don't have a method or a model. You can borrow mine and the TKM certification, which is one of my favorite things I've ever built. I just always wanted to build alongside an income growth experience. And so now I originally was running an income growth membership with Tara Kirk Method certification, and Empires is the outgrowth of that. So it's only available in Empires. Again, know that you have a couple of fast action bonuses you can get today. The big build is amazing. Live cohort experience. Normally people come to Empires, we come as you are, come wherever you are in your business, and we just go from there. The big build is a lot of cohort experience we're doing so that you start now. You can get a little bit of a head start on this. You can go a little bit more deliberately with building your offer. And then we will together as a group all together build your core offer, your Spark session, and your hook content platform before the holidays. Take the holidays off. Then in January, you're not just building infrastructure, right? In January, you are optimizing. So that's the thing. Remember I asked you this question at the beginning of the session. What if you could head into the holidays with your empire already built? That's what the big build sprint is all about. It's about that peace of mind and momentum of knowing the foundation of your business is in place before the year ends. And the best part is you are not doing it alone. This is our collective push. We all start at the starting line together. We move step by step. We cross the finish line with working, monetizable, money-making assets. I am sprinting right alongside you, right in the trenches, building to. This is not an idealized thing. This is an inspired thing, okay? And it's about a bold spirit, about building what most people take years to create because they've got that stock zero energy in 90 days. And it's completely doable because you already have the frameworks, the map, and the community energy carrying you forward. So when you look back, you'll be like, this, the big build is when I actually built my empire, right? That's the vision. The first 3 people to enroll today get one-on-one offer crafting sessions with me, 30 minutes. Enroll in the next 24 hours and you get to attend an exclusive live group business brunch, big build kickoff session on September 15th, because this is a limited space thing. Everybody can't come to this. Because I want you to bring whatever you think is supposed to be in your empire, including your weirdnesses, your quirks, your idea, your brand, your secret dream pivot, your whatever, and I'll help you package it into your deep magic, into your offer and beyond. Okay, what is the investment in empires? If you are ready to identify your deep magic and turn it into a thriving, low stress, high income business before the holidays, you can get started today for $197 now and $197 a week. You can cancel anytime after 6 months. Pay in full bonuses are available. The question is really not even about whether you're going to make that money back. It's about how many times you're going to make it back over and over and over again. If you use what I showed you to get this single $3,000 client, you will have paid for the 90 days to build your empire with one client. Sometimes people ask, what's your refund and guarantee policy? And I'm like, no. That's my policy. I am not going to collaborate with your inner critic to give you a reason not to do the thing you know you were born to do. Not doing it. We know the work works because, if I can show you, we know the work works because Emily is doing the work and it's working. Warren is doing the work and it's working. Nick is doing the work and it's working. Deepa Purushothaman, my client and dear friend, did the work. And it worked. And we're cooking up a new adventure right now. Tony did the work and it's working. Meredith is working. You guys, it's not a couple people. It's not even 1 or 2 fields. Gwen is an engineer, a structural engineer, and a materials seller. She did the work and it's working. You have a golden window of opportunity here. And I want you to step into it. I should say golden door of opportunity, whatever. I want you to step in the sliding glass window. Don't you feel like you can just kind of do anything now? I do. I feel like you can, but I also have done this kind of teaching a lot. So I know that the biggest danger when you reach, I know that all energies move in waves. They start small, they grow to a peak, and they dissipate. So I know that the biggest danger when you leave this mastermind is that it will dissipate. It'll just dissipate. If you don't put yourself in a process, by tomorrow, you'll be thinking yourself out of it, talking yourself out of it and thinking yourself out of it. So we all know that. Don't do that. It's time to build your empire. You can do it this year. You can do it with our help, and it will be a vibe. It might be some of the best times of your life. You might actually become your big self in this process. That's what I see happening to the people who are currently in empires. All right. I'm not going to, go any further than that. Did I just drop the thing twice? Well, maybe I did. Oh, no. I dropped in there in the chat. So stay on bonuses for you. I dropped in an Empire Energetics Manifesto for each human design type. So you find your human design type, and then you go and you use any free chart pulling site on the web, and you'll go to this document that I've just dropped into the chat, and you'll pull little kind of like mantras or a manifesto for you to keep on your desk for you to keep you in alignment as you do your work of building your empire. Then I also have 57 hook acid concepts categorized by human design type so that you can grow your email list in alignment with your human design type. Also, I am going to offer for those who, are really ready and really about it. I'd like us to meet again really briefly next week, just to make sure that you're activating, you're integrating, you're coming into empires, you're doing whatever the natural next step needs to be for you. So do me a favor. If you want to come to that, I'm calling it my activation follow-up call. If you want to come to the activation follow-up call, drop an email right now. Just email support@soultour.com with subject line activation follow-up call. And we'll make sure that you get an invite, a calendar invitation. Okay. Okay. Y'all, I love you. I love that you're doing this. I love that you're here today to do this with me. I love that you're making this investment. I love that OSI is like, yes, I cannot wait. That joy and joy, you know what's in the vault. Girl, it's your time too. It is your time to Linky, yes. Catalina, yes. Camille, all of you. Um, I just invite you to really take this step while Empires is still this beautiful, intimate, co-creative space. It may not always be this intimate. I kind of know what's coming. So this is like really a beautiful moment in time to get maximum Tara, maximum Sarah, maximum Britta eyes on your unique offer, your unique business. Um, so let's assume success. Assuming success, let's take the natural next step. Love it. I love you the most. If you're not sure what to do next, but you know you want in, just email support@Soul Tour with subject line I'm in, and I'll make sure you get what you need. All right. I love you. I'm going to sign off now. Let's give us one word, one intention word for what you're going to do to activate this in your life. Drop it into the chat, and I'm going to head out. You're so welcome, Camille. Nice to meet you, dear. You're so welcome, Linky. One word. How do you feel? Or one word of intention. Joy, can your word, is your word love? Because I love that for us. It's so good to be with you too. What's my word? My word is peace. Peace and prosperity together. That's mine. All right, loves. Integrate. Yes, Joy. Integrate. Perfect. All right, beloveds.